Hello everyone, it's Kaifu here with another video for you guys. Now today's video I'll be talking about the latest expansion set, mostly free cards from this set that is actually going to be meta defining. We obviously have many sets before and there's some cards that are meta defining as well, such as Precia, Luma back then, Moonbeam and so on. There's a lot of cards and each set shines the most. Obviously if you're playing casually, a lot of these cards can be fun to play with, combos and so on, but I'll be talking about the competitive area now. So mostly free cards are the new SR cards, which is Serving Winds, Dawn of the Earth and Excalibur. So these free cards I'll be talking about the most in this video, but yeah, let's get on with it. So Serving Winds, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys should know this by now, a very strong cancel spell. You can cancel any card you want on the chase area, regardless it's a normal spell or a summon spell or a non-resonator spell, whatever it is, easily get cancelled by this card. But however, you can play 2 greenless and 2 colorless if your opponent plays 2 or more cards this turn, during your turn or your opponent's turn, which is quite important because now if your opponent's say for example try to push for game or make some kind of big power play, if they do multiple plays with multiple cards, Serving Winds can be cancelled at the right time. It's very devastating. And even on your turn as well, say your opponent wants to stop you from making your big plays, you can cancel it back if they play 2 more cards this turn, such as like multiple removal spells, multiple cancel spells and so on. This card can be very devastating if you cancel it at the right time. So obviously this is mostly been splashed in most decks lately, combination of green of course, and not only that, it can be easily one of the cards sideboard in, sideboard out, and because it can be cast for free majority of the time if your opponents try to go off, it actually changed the way people how they play the main deck. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys should know this, like people been changing the way they play their bait card as a second card. If they get cancelled, then they play the powerful card on the third card, the third card they play this turn, yeah. But however, people been playing around this, like for example, people say that, well, if I hard cast my strongest card, this card will get avoided. Not really, because they can still pay hard cast it out with 2 green and 2 colors to cancel your card. And if you try to cancel this card, if they have another Serving Winds in their hand, it will cancel your card out. So it's pretty much a really strong cancel spell, making your opponent or yourself to think wisely when it comes to playing these types of cards and let it resolve and so on. So that's one of the very strong cards out there. Now a lot of people say that this card can be really change the meta how people play, definitely, but this might be one card can actually potentially stop this card. Not saying it will, because it is definitely not the best card as a solution against this Serving Winds, but however, it may be worth mentioning, shall I say, in this current meta. So let's talk about it. I'm pretty sure you guys should know this by now. If you played Legacy Lost before, you should know what this card is. Whoops. Curse. And I'm talking about Curse of the QB. Curse of the QB came in as a rare from Legacy Lost. This is a cancel spell as well, cancel non-target resonator, so pretty much Serving Winds, Dawn, or Excalibur, so any of these spell cards, or chant cards should I say, unless the controller of the card pays X amount equal to your X amount to stop it from resolving. So now if this card was cancelled that way, you can remove the cards from your opponent's hand, deck and graveyard, which is very important. So say this is the first one they play the whole entire game. If you resolve this and if they can't stop this resolution, you remove 3 to 4 Serving Winds from the entire deck, and then if you're like, okay, all these cards are gone, I don't need to worry, I check my opponent's hand, I can go for big pushes. Now because the main cancel spell is gone, they either rely on Whirlwind, Seal Wind and Light, or 2 Floyd Chant, or whatever cancel spell that is out there at the moment. But with this resolve, as if Curse of the QB resolves, this will get nullified and it'd be very devastating, saying that, oh no, I'm going to lose my best cancel spell. So maybe perhaps in Fox you might see this deck. I really doubt it because it's quite expensive to play. just like normal wise, paying 1 green and 1 black and X amount, and if your opponent has a lot of open magic stone, you can forget resolving this card. Unless you have more magic stone than your opponent, then obviously this card will be likely to resolve against Sovereign Winds. But you have to be very careful, because if your opponent has, as I said before, has a lot of open magic stone, this card will less likely or unlikely to resolve because of that situation. So you have to be very careful. So this might be a potential card to remove this card from one game, and obviously during that game hopefully it helps you, but then again quite expensive, very expensive play, especially trying to resolve it. You have to pay a lot of mana as well. So yeah, that's Sovereign Winds. Next we'll be talking about Dawn of the Earth. Dawn of the Earth has 3 modes. Each of those modes draws you a card, so regardless what mode you choose, it's good. But it's mostly the first effect and the second effect is mostly being used in this current format. Just for the fact that a lot of cards cheat card out this turn, like this Jack trying to bring out the Giant, you just drop this card out during the chase against Jack, you remove it and you draw a card. You can go against this against Moonbeam Butterfly, Lumious Flicker ability, and whatnot. Like, you can remove a lot of cards, and because it's removed from the game, they can't revive it. So cards such as End of Days, yeah, that's right. End of Days, the Fox effect tried to resolve, and just letting you guys know, this resolves without the card coming onto the battlefield. So any enter ability tried to resolve will not resolve at all, because think of it this way: your opponent attempts to summon a card from not from going to the chase area, so using an ability or a spell to bring a card out from the deck, graveyard, or whatnot, right? You play this in response to that. If this resolves, any card being played this turn, for this turn, it removes from the game, so pretty much it won't hit the battlefield. So when it attempts to come out onto the battlefield, it gets removed instead. Very powerful, very strong, because it doesn't target, which is very important, because letting that barrier will have 0 effect. Now the second effect can be used offensively and defensively. You can use offensively because you can recover and attack +2/+2 and gains barrier. Great way to do it to finish the game off. Or you can use it very defensively. Say that you're going aggressive play during your previous turn, your opponent try to go for aggressive pushback. You can resolve this card, recover one of your Resonator, give it +2/+2, so even stronger than before, and barrier, so they can't kill with kill spell, so blocking phase is unlikely to resolve, so meaning that, well, not blocking phase, but trying to kill anything during the blocking phase will not likely to resolve, and you get to kill a card most likely, and plus you do draw a card. Definitely draw a card. Now the last effect rarely might happen, but it can remove tokens, it can remove Regalias. It can be very devastating depending when you use it. So overall, 2 out of 3 cards will most likely, not 2 out of 3 cards, 2 out of 3 of the abilities of this card will most likely be used, and maybe once in a while you will use the last effect. So yeah, just be very careful. Despite being in white and blue, there are decks out there able to play this card as maybe as a multiple copies in the main board, depending your color ratio, and maybe you see some rules Moria being played because of this card. That's what I think anyway. Lastly, we're gonna talk about Excalibur. Excalibur is pretty much remove a target resonant and you lose 500 life. Simple removal, 1 drop, non-instant speed. A lot of people say this card is meh because it's not instant speed. It definitely do not need instant speed because it's a 1 drop answer to any problematic cards on the battlefield if it doesn't have barrier. So the only cost is that you lose 500 life point. It's not a cost, but for me, I believe it's a cost in a way. So you're losing 500 life point, it resolves, and you pay 1 darker. So a 1 card removal is not bad. It's definitely not bad, to be honest. And plus, you can use this very offensively or defensively, depending how many cards they have on the battlefield. So if let's say they have some blockers, you can remove it before going to battle phase, and they'll, oh no, I have to think about my blocking strategy now and so on. And this can be game changing once it resolves. So yeah, mostly in the latest expansion set, Echoes of the New World, it's mostly these 3 cards are mostly will impact the format. With this in Darkness Control, and obviously this can be very powerful when you resolve at the right time, even despite the fact that the color is kind of weird, but if you play it correctly, it can be very devastating. For example, Armor Heart can literally play this because their Ancient Magic Stone is white, and obviously the Ancient Magic Stone can be produced for blue. So there you go. If you're playing a Armor Heart, black, blue, white, and some combination of red, this card will most likely be okay. So you don't need to worry about it, especially in Armor Heart, because your Ancient Magic Stone are literally your Rules Warrior. Think of it that way. And obviously certain wins can be very powerful, and of course be aware that Curse of the QB is a card despite how terrible this card is, because if you don't think and you say, oh, 7 win, and if they able to resolve this card, it can be terrible for you, because you really do not want this to get removed from your deck, especially your opponent can look at your hand as well for public information and write all this down saying that, okay, I got this. They have nothing in their hand, they have no big pushes, they have removed a single cancel spell. I got this. So just be very careful when you use certain wins, because if they have maybe in Fox, like I said before, a see a green and a black source, just be aware of the fact that this card is a thing despite, as I said before, how terrible it is. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think these 3 cards will change the meta? Like I said, Severing Wind being one of the best cancel spells currently at the moment, Dawn in the Earth has like 3 modes to play with, and each of them are really good, and Excalibur are just a simple 1-for-1 removal. What do you guys think? And do you guys think Curse of the QB will make a comeback? Other than that, thank you for watching, thank you for listening guys, hope you guys enjoyed it, see you guys next time, peace.